up? What's up? What's up, everybody? This is Club 50 Sports, and we are sticking to the National Football League. We had some big games this past weekend, and it was the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend. So our final eight taking us down to our final four. It was, man, I can't tell you, all of these games, they were good games, man. I really enjoyed this past weekend, man. It was a good watch, and there was a lot of surprises, man. There was a lot of things that maybe we didn't expect, some things that um, maybe left us scratching our heads a little bit at the end of these games. So I pose this question to you, Manny. What surprised you the most over this divisional round weekend?
I gotta go with Jaden Daniels, Adam. The kid that we were talking about off air. He's very special, Adam. And I think that Commanders got it right. They better thank the Bears for drafting Caleb Williams first overall pick because this kid he makes every throw. He's very composed in the postseason. I have never seen this kid nervous in his lifetime. Um, he was just ready, Adam. Putting up 45 points. Damn. Like I understand that the Lions were home. Their defense is pretty crippled. I had to say that. But Aaron Glenn threw everything at him, and he had an answer, Adam. He really had an answer, and he dissected those lines. He actually did. Now, Jared Goff, you cannot have that type of game that you had this past weekend because with your three turnovers, we're not going anywhere. We are not going anywhere. You threw that red zone pick. It was deadly. It was a deadly interception that you threw in the end zone. And like that, my friend, you're not going to win any games, my friend. You got to go home and look at that tape because you made some humongous mistakes. But again, Adam, Jalen Daniels really surprised me, man. I have to say, it's incredible that the Commanders have their quarterback for the next 10 years. It's wonderful to say that because since I was a little kid, that Commanders have never had a stable, good quarterback for like more than like three or four seasons. And this is it. Probably the best quarterback in the for sure in the NFC East. For sure, he's the best quarterback, and I want to say a top three quarterback in the NFC conference. What do you say, Adam? What are you surprised with?
Um, I'm honestly surprised at how well the Los Angeles Rams looked the other day, and
Oh my God!
I'm a little bit surprised that the Eagles. Well, of course, besides Saquon Barkley throwing them on his back, that they actually came out with this game. They allowed 7 sacks on um, on Jalen Hurts. 7 sacks. Um, it was not a good day. Jalen Hurts. The Eagles passed for 65 yards in this game. 65 yards. Of course, they rushed for 285, which was humongous, but they lost the total yards matchup to the Los Angeles Rams. 402 yards for the Los Angeles Rams to 350 for the Philadelphia Eagles. And of course, again, once we all know, Saquon Barkley broke off some big time runs to get them there. Jalen Hurts also had a big time run in the first quarter as well to get them a touchdown. But this Los Angeles Rams team was really good. They did have 2 lost fumbles, which ultimately led to their loss. Um, but that kind of leads me to the other piece of what I'm surprised about. Um, with Jalen Hurts throwing for only 65 yards and that passing game, I understand the conditions that they were playing in. It wasn't the greatest. I get all that. But Jalen Hurts has not been wowing anybody with his arm. I think that they are on upset alert, even in the link in Philadelphia next weekend, going against this young man, Jalen Hurts, Scary Terry, Diami Brown, who's been turning it on, Zach Ertz, who's been doing his thing, you know what I mean, looking like a resurgence of himself. If Jalen Hurts does not turn this up, they are going to have some major issues because you saw what Washington did to Detroit, and that's a really good offense. And they turned Jared Goff over 4 times, 4 interceptions. They also had a fumble recovery as well. So the Washington Commanders are not playing. And Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, this kid is the real deal. If he walks into the link next week and wins, that will be my next week's not so surprised, because I would not be surprised at all if this kid goes in there and does this. So to answer the question, LA playing as well as they did. I know Sean McVay was very proud of that team. He should be. They played a very good game, and they also had a chance to win it down the stretch, even with those big runs that Saquon did. But 65 yards passing, I'm telling you right now, I'm not even sure how they got out of this game with only 65 yards passing in today's NFL. Very surprised by that.
Jesse, just before we close out this segment, Adam, I think if this game would have been played in SoFi Stadium, I think the Eagles would have lost. I'll be honest with you. Jalen Hurts, they're not dialing up play, Adam. They're dialing up runs for sure. They're a great running team in the elements. Me and you would like to talk about this a lot. You have to run the ball in January, but you also have to pass, Adam. And now, next week, I need Jalen Hurts to pass the ball because you don't want to fall behind by 14 early to Jaden Daniels, because you're going to dig your own grave to go home. We're going to find out next week.
Absolutely. So let us know in the comments what surprised you this week. This past divisional weekend had a lot of back and forths, some great games. If there was anything that surprised you, please leave that in the comments. Once again, make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe. It helps the channel immensely, and we appreciate the love and support that you guys offer. We'll be right back in just a second. This is Club 50 Sports.